All right, thank you for staying with us. It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on the front page of Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with the Leadership newspaper. The major story here says, 19 days after Niger coup, hope rises as junta leader opens talks with ECOWAS. 19 days after Niger coup, hope rises as junta leader opens talks with ECOWAS. You find all the details on the front page of the Leadership newspaper. We move now to the Nigerian News Direct. Tension eases as Niger agrees to dialogue with ECOWAS. And some writers here, Greek traders recount weekly loss of 13 billion naira, more dangers in military intervention than benefits, NLC warns federal government. Details on the front page of the Nigerian News Direct. To the Daily Trust now, ECOWAS, Niger's junta begin talks soon. ECOWAS, Niger's junta begin talks soon. Military rulers accept dialogue, ulamas to brief Tinubu today. We sacked Bazoum to save Nigeria. The coupists are saying this. Why we shunned Abdul Salami delegation, they also explained that. Protest in Katsina for Bazoum's release, envoy seeks U.S. help. Details on the front page of the Daily Trust. To the blueprints now. Chiani opens up, we sacked Bazoum to save Nigeria. We sacked Bazoum to save Nigeria. The military is saying this. All right, to the Vanguard newspaper, still talking about Niger coup, was struck to avert threat against Nigeria. Niger, General Chiani speaking. We struck to avert threat against Nigeria. Niger, General Chiani speaking. To the Voice of Liberty now, coup in Niger saved Nigeria from imminent disaster, says military junta. Coup in Niger saved Nigeria from imminent disaster, says military junta. You find all the details of that story when you look through the pages of the Voice of Liberty. Mike?
All right. I'll begin from Abuja on this side, and we see Abuja Inquirer here. He says security tops agenda as ministers get portfolios. Criminals on free reign in FCTA offices. Okay, this is what you see on the front page of the Abuja Inquirer. From there, let's go to First News now. First News, he said, revealed grand conspiracy to frustrate Tinubu's probe of CBN other entities. Okay, and how President Dead Aso Rock Cabal outwitted powerful politicians to appoint Obaze as CBN special investigator, and Tinubu linked up with Obaze after Fire Week search, and personally led three-man interview panel at night inside State House. At night inside the State House, a CBN leadership hostile to special investigator attempted to stop him and his team from entering Apex Bank's premises. A probe begins amid claim of threats to Obaze's lives of family members. You find all this on the front page of the First News. And from there, let's go to national economy now. National economy as CBN struggles to meet demand. Forex scarcity threatens business survival. That's what you see on the front page of the national economy. From there, let's go to Business Day. Business Day says Naira at risk as uncertainty clouds CBN firepower. Forex reserves under spotlight after Apex Bank's disclosure. Okay, all this you see on the front page of the Business Day. From there, let's go to the Punch newspaper. Forex crisis is the focus here. Marketers propose 720 naira to a letter, suspend fuel imports. Okay, and no Forex in CBN's I&E window. Fuel price hike imminent, say Moman and Ipman. All right, those are the major marketers and independent marketers of petroleum in the country. Marketers seek end to dollar scarcity. Naira slides further amid shortage. All this you find on the front page of the Punch. Daily Independent. Daily Independent says CBN Naira float may crash in a short time. Experts are warning. CBN Naira float may crash in a short time. Experts are warning. It says that Nigeria not ripe to operate a currency float. Devaluation affecting productivity. Manufacturers are saying this. All right. From there, let's go to the Guardian newspaper. CBN's Fiscal Irresponsibility Acts. Okay, that's how they put it. All right. The Guardian, it said the investigator probes CBN staff, consultants, NIBSS, and NSPMC. Okay. It's talking about CBN's Fiscal Irresponsibility Acts. Okay. That's a way they put it there. That's a Guardian newspaper. And from there, let's go to Daily Times. Fuel scarcity or fuel subsidy protest. That's what the focus is here. Security watch on NLC TUC leaders. Okay, security watch on NLC TUC leaders. Fuel scarcity protest. Okay, that's what you see on the front page of the Daily Times. This Nigeria. It's talking about border closure. Agric traders lose 13 billion naira revenue weekly. Agric traders lose 13 billion naira revenue weekly. Arewa Economic Forum laments as CBN moves against banks engaged in illegal forex sales. Okay, all this on the front page of this Nigeria. Nature News is next, and it's the last one we're looking at now. Federal government will prioritize climate change intervention. VP Shettima is quoted as saying this. Federal government will prioritize climate change intervention. VP Shettima, and says that it identifies flooding, coastal erosion, desertification. Okay, all this. You remember the Green Wall in the north under former President Goodluck Jonathan? He was part of this whole issue. So that's what you see on the front page of the Nature News, and that's the last one we're looking at now, Veronica.
Right. Let's talk CBN, Mike. It's on the papers this morning from the matter of the forex, how the Naira is falling as it is, and then how that is going to affect the price of petrol in the coming days, and how it is that some experts are saying that Nigeria is not ripe for the floating of the Naira as it is. And we also have the matter of the investigation of the former CBN governor, talking about Godwin Emefiele, where the president, got a private investigator to look into the workings of the CBN while he was governor, and that has come under intense criticism, so to speak. There are those who have said perhaps he should have gotten an auditor instead. Why an investigator? As it is. And, when you look at the papers this morning, talking about the first news, there are talks about grand conspiracy to frustrate that investigation or that probe by the president into what is going on in the CBN, and how the president, was able to dare Aso Rock cabal. He had tweeted them, as it is been written here, powerful politicians to appoint Obazi as a CBN special investigator. And it also went ahead to look into how the CBN leadership has been hostile to the investigator as well. Some of the intrigues with regards to this investigation, because at the end of the day, Nigerians are waiting to see what comes out of all of this investigation. And we are seeing cabal, Aso Rock cabal, how the president was able to outwit them. When we hear cabal, we keep wondering, who are these people?
Who are these cabal? The point there is, if you ask everyone, they say, no, I am not. They refer and point the fingers to other people, whether they have the powers to do exactly what the cabals are doing.
Will that kind of
exactly,
influence, right.
But the point there is, I think Nigerians have all come to agree that something needs to change. The path that will be taken towards that change is what we might differ. It's just like the issue of removal of subsidy. All Nigerians agreed that this subsidy needs to go. At what point should it go? Should it go on the first day or second day or third day? We don't. And how should it be taken off? Nigerians don't know that one. We might differ and agree and, debate on that, but subsidy has to go. It's the same thing with the CBN. Now, there has been reports, so many reports of the central bank acting in ways that fall short of the standards of Central Bank of Nigeria. Whether those allegations were founded, I believe this investigation will bring them out. But the point there is, The central bank, recall that the central bank is responsible for every monetary policy and fiscal policy, partly fiscal policy in the country. Now, the central bank has been involved in shaping the policies, the monetary policies of the country for so many years, and Nigerians have not been seeing the impacts of it.
Yes.
Recall the days of taking monies from our foreign reserve to support the naira, so the naira can remain at a certain level, putting a lot of pressure on the naira. It has not created any much development for Nigerians. And at this point, the president, with the powers that has been vested on him by the Constitution, decides that I need to look into financial entities in the country. Let us even get into the root of what is going on that is not on the table in the CBN. And that's why if you see from the report, when you see people are hostile, there are people who understand what this might mean if investigations come out and then all of the points, the can of worms are open, and then they begin to see the dealings, under the table dealings by officials of the central bank, whether it is the governor or deputy governor or other directors, nobody knows. But this investigation will bring out all of those things. Some of them I know that they'll be they'll be highly classified, that they can't tell Nigerians how they run. There are others they can share with the media. I believe not all will be shared with the media, because sometimes you have to weigh all the options. Of course, we need to be open, we need to be transparent, but not every information can be shared with the public. So all of these things are there. So if you see the hostility, the backlash from within the CBN, it begins to give you the vibes of what you might likely expect from the outcome of investigations like this. So, but it has to be done so that we can set the record straight. When they're talking about blocking all the leakages, if you don't know what the problems are, where do you block? You have to know where the leakages are so you can block them appropriately with the right sizes of the peg. So these are the issues. And I think Nigerians, to a great extent, from the reports we're getting, the feelers we're getting, the engagements we're having, Nigerians are happy that something should be done drastically and decisively so that all these issues with CBN will be blocked, so that CBN can begin to work and move in the direction that is new and is fresh and is effective.
Now let's also look into the matter of how the naira is floating.
Oh, okay. No, actually the point there is, an economist, or in fact economists have said that, see, when there is no production, that is the issue, that's the challenge. Because when we're talking about foreign exchange, how do you earn foreign exchange if you're not producing, if you're not exporting? So that is where the focus should be right now. Anyhow you do, whatever kind of monetary policy you're bringing, so long as you're not producing to earn money, foreign currency into the country, the naira will keep being pressured. And at the moment naira remain being pressured, of course, it's going to affect everything. We all deal in naira in this country, except for times where some politicians or some other big people use dollars to do whatever.
I don't know.
Okay. We have heard the reports.
Very good.
But the point there is, the reality is that the pressure on the naira will keep being there. But when some people say Nigeria is not ripe to float, the point there is, if you don't float the naira, and we keep bringing monies, fetching monies from our foreign reserve to block or to shock or to support the naira, it keeps putting the same pressure on the naira. It doesn't take us anywhere. It doesn't develop us the more. So it is better for the naira to find its own level, whether it is 1,000 naira to the naira, right, or 1,500.
It's how long it's taking for the naira to find its level?
No, it will take some time. Of course, the government just came in, the policies just started. The point there is, before some of these things will get their roots and people begin to feel the impact, it can take about a year. Sometimes it can take 2 years. Because it is not just about the naira. But the attendant
impact.
Yes,
on
Nigerians will have to enjoy it. We all have to enjoy it. You know why? Because when we are talking about price of naira, there are so many other factors. Like we're talking about production.
Yeah.
Good. If we're talking, let us even put production on the table. What are we producing? If we're saying, okay, a company like the car manufacturing Innocent, for a Nigerian company like that, Or is it the military, the Nigerian military one, the Proforce, or all the other companies that produce, manufacture products in Nigeria? Even down to Aba, go to Aba here in Abia State and see the kind of people, the manufacturing people do there. So if they are all encouraged one way, go to Kano, Heights and Skin. These are things that we have all exported before, even apart from the crude oil. Well, so the moment we are able to do all of those and begin to export, then monies will begin to come in. It is that monies that help the Naira, to find new levels and then gain
balance
value.
up. Right.
That's what the thing is. If we don't do that, we're still in trouble.
Right. You should have gotten a portfolio.